Today I will go over a niche brand that I never heard of before and how I discovered this fragrance might freak you out. That is Black Essence and Black Rose. And one of these fragrances gave me 3 compliments within about 6 hours. And to be honest with you, I don't even think they make fragrances anymore, but it's gonna shock you how I discovered these fragrances. Let's get it. Hello guys, and welcome back. I'm Max. And today the first fragrance we're gonna go over is Black Essence. And this fragrance I received 3 compliments on. Now how I discovered this fragrance, and I am a fragrance junkie, more like a collector. So I was going through Joma Shop, I was going through alphabets, I was going through A, B's, C's, and then I was looking at brands that I'd never heard of before. And then the ones that piqued my interest, I actually looked them up, looked at the notes, and seen which one that was perfect for me. The bottle was gorgeous, so that would kind of make me pick this fragrance, but after I looked at the notes, everything was a wrap. Now I was at work, and like the first couple of hours, it was probably an hour and a half, this lady told this guy that she smelled me. And then, he didn't tell me then. She ended up coming up to me and she said, "I smell you." And I said, "That's not me, that's somebody else," because the fragrance seemed very light. So after about a good conversation, she said it smelled good. Now, the second person, I was actually down the aisle. This young female came around the corner and she called me friend. She was like, "Friend, what kind of fragrance you wearing?" And at that time, I was kind of embarrassed. And my first reaction was, "This must be really strong." She said, "No, I'm telling you, that smells really good." She mentioned smelling good several times, and then she asked me what it was. I showed her the fragrance, and she also like, "That's a gorgeous bottle." Now, the third compliment came. It was probably about 1:30. And this female, she young also, that I never talked to, but she came up to me. She said, "I was wondering what that smell was." She said, "That smelled really good." She also mentioned how good it smelled a couple of times. And she said she was gonna get it for a friend. So I'm telling you, this fragrance was talked about like some of them other fragrances that very popular. This would be a popular brand, at least this fragrance here. The last fragrance they made was produced in like 2015, but you can find them readily available at Joma Shop and FragranceNet. But Joma Shop gonna be a whole lot cheaper, but when they say 2 to 4 weeks wait, trust them on that. If you got the patience, go through Joma Shop. If you don't have the patience, it's gonna be a lot higher on FragranceNet. But enough of that talking, I'm gonna tell you what I get from this fragrance. And the fragrance I'm talking about is Black Essence. Now the first thing I get a real crisp, juicy orange. I get a fresh cut lemon, and that gonna last about 10 minutes out the fragrance. After that, I'm gonna read the notes out to you, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, at the top of the fragrance, you're gonna get bergamot, lemon, and mandarin orange. The heart, you get carrot seed, geranium, ginger, iris, and sage. The base notes are amber, musk, and vetiver. And the reason I read that out to you, because other than maybe that iris that I pick up, I can't distinguish any note in there. This is the first fragrance I can really say that I can't really pick up any notes when I'm smelling, but it is unique, and I'll tell you exactly what it smells like. Now it's a tissue out there. Don't laugh, you're gonna get it. It's either Kleenex or Charmin. Now it smells just like that, but if you make it darker, add some performance to it, and turn it into a fragrance, that's exactly the smell that you get. And it's actually a very well complimented fragrance. I actually ordered 3 from Joma Shop, and it took them so long to ship. They actually sent Black Essence first after about the 3-week mark. Then they just finally sent Golden Tears, but I haven't had a chance to test that one. But I did order another one from the house, and that is Black Rose. I actually enjoyed Black Essence so much that I ended up ordering Black Rose off of him. And this one is very, very hard to find. I ended up having to go through eBay to find it, and it was actually shipped from Oman, where however you pronounce it. All in all, it only took probably a week to get here, and they only have one more in stock, but we're gonna go over this fragrance right quick. Before we go over the next fragrance, which is Black Rose, if you're enjoying this content and you also like different kind of fragrance reviews and content, how about hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, come back and see me. I make plenty of videos dealing with this kind of content. Now the ingredients they use in here, the citrus ingredients smell very natural. So in this, you're gonna get a nice citrus note of lemon, also another note of mandarin orange. Now that's probably gonna last a good 5 minutes. Now the opening, to be honest with you, is just as good as Black Essence, but after about the 5-minute mark, then it becomes to a fourzier. That's when you start to get some lavender. You get some spices from cinnamon, But what makes this different from your normal Fougere fragrance, in other words, barbershop fragrances, it has like this dark gothic red rose in the background. And during that Fougere mark, which is about 30 minutes, the smell kind of follows below the essence. Now, what I really like about this fragrance, about an hour in, you start to get them sweet notes of vanilla, you get that tonka, and it makes it a different kind of Fougere, kind of like a sweet, dark rose Fougere, and it's really a lovely fragrance. Now, I didn't get as much as luck on this one as far as compliments, but I did get one. This girl told me I smelled good. So this one is good also. Essence, I would give probably a 9. Black Rose, I would give probably a 8.4, 8.5. And from my first order of Joma Shop, this one actually came today, and that is Golden Tears. Now, I haven't had a chance to wear this, but this is just as good. And I'm telling you right now, if this company got, at least from these 3 fragrances, got as much as hype as something like Creed Aventus or something on that nature, and they were pushing it out to influence to go over, I'm telling you, this company would be definitely something to check out. But they're kind of drying up fast, so I'm telling you, you can take my word or not, but if you trust my instinct, you're going to trust me on these. These are great. I'm going to come back and do a review on Golden Tears because I haven't got a chance to get reaction from people out there. But I'm telling you, this is just as good. All right, that's it, guys. Have a good weekend. I will see you soon. Peace.